Good morning, everybody. It is March the 9th, 2026. I'm Rusty Blackwood, and I welcome you to my loft for my farewell to Paris Fashion Week 2026. I've got a little different setup today. It's so bright here in the loft on the back end of it, the back of the house, that it just totally washes me out to use the exact same setup that I usually do for my fashion modeling. And so we're turned around here today. So please forgive the mess in the back. If it is visible, I don't know if it's visible, but I'm going to be doing 3 outfits today, and so I may as well get started. Today's first outfit is a leather. It is a leather top, black with red leather stacked pants, trousers, jeans, I guess, whatever you might want to say. And so this is a very, very comfortable outfit. It is by SHEIN, both top and bottom. My boots, if you can see them, I don't think you can because the pant legs are a little too long, are from SHEIN as well. Totally washed out here in this light because it is extremely bright today. It is a glorious day here in Niagara today. It really and truly is. It is warm. It is full sunshine, blue skies. It's springtime, even though the calendar doesn't say quite spring, but it is coming fast. I have my snowbells up in my back garden. I have my daffodils up, and so I've been tending to them, working with them recently, getting the dead stuff off so that the air can encourage new growth below. Fashion Week in Paris ends tomorrow. It has gone from March the 2nd until March the 10th. And because I was not able to take part in haute couture, I'm doing a double up on my salute to Fashion Week. This is a very comfortable outfit. My jewelry today is from my own private collection. I love collecting vintage jewelry. A lot of my jewelry that I wear is from my family, excuse me, from my mother and my grandmother, my maternal grandmother. So pause the video now, and I'm going to go and change into my next outfit for this farewell to Paris Fashion Week 2026. So stay with me. I'll be right back. And I'm back to my second outfit here. It is a leather mini dress with knee-high scrunch boots. This outfit, dress, and boots are from SHEIN. I really should be an ambassador for them, I believe, because I model so much of their clothing. This is just a zip up from the waist up. It is sleeveless. A very, very simplistic look. It is similar to Wet Look that I wore the other day, but of course the shine isn't the same, not quite the same. This is more subtle. I have to admit, I don't quite like this setup as much as I like my normal setup. But as I explained earlier, because of the extreme brightness hitting the back dormer window here in my loft and my skylight right above here, it is just too much light. And I have no way of filtering that. I already have the roll-up blind down over the dormer window, but that doesn't cuts a little bit, but it doesn't diffuse it quite enough. These boots are 3-inch stilettos, 3 or could be even 4-inch stilettos. It's a little difficult, I think, for you to see. I will just put the lighting on here so you get a little better look. Get a good look at the dress. All my looks are available at Shein. If I say that it is from Shein, go to SHEIN.com or .ca or France, wherever you happen to be, and just type in leather, suede, latex, silk, satin, linen, wool, suede, whatever is your fancy. And you will be amazed at the variety in that category that comes up for you to select from. So I'm going to go now and change into my last outfit for today, and then maybe have a little bit of a confab with you. Welcome back to my final salute to Paris Fashion Week 2026 with my last look today. Sort of in the family of wet look. These iridescent leather, very, very shiny, very, very slim, tight trousers. And I'm wearing it with a velvet pirate vest. Gathers at the back. You can make it as snug as you like or as loose as you like. I'm wearing it quite snug today. I don't know really if you would call this a vest, because I mean it has sleeves, but whereas a vest usually is sleeveless, but this outfit is also from Shein. It is very, very low cut. These trousers are very, very comfortable. They hug my legs extremely well. They are very, very, very slim, fitting, very tapered right down to my feet, which again are encased in stiletto, patent leather stilettos for wet look. Trying to stay as steady on my feet as I can on my heels here. on the carpet because it is catching. Wouldn't that be great if I took a header? That would be a first. Instead of the videos that are up of Rusty levitating or Blackwood in Emergency, where you see me portraying what had actually happened all those years ago. What you're watching, I am not unconscious. I am just acting the part, whereas at the time I was. And of course, if I took a header now, and I hit my head, then I would be. I would be, wouldn't I? These stilettos that I'm wearing are actually easier to walk on than the boots. Please let me know in the comments below which look you enjoyed the most today. And which look you might like to see again. It helps me to plan what to model for y'all out there that you like. The sleeves are just buttoned at the cuff. You could wear them open if you chose to. It's a fairly wide band that goes around the wrist. So, I'm just going to pause again for a few minutes while I take you over to my set, my normal set. So hang tight, I'll be right back. So welcome back to my normal set as I finish this video. Oh, it feels good to sit, really does. I know I say that each time I've done a modeling video for everybody, but walking on these kind of shoes and these kind of boots, especially on an area that is not actually designed for that, it is tiring, and oh my goodness. It is such a beautiful day. It really and truly is. It is, oh, it's so good to see this. We've had such a long, hard winter. We haven't had a winter like this in years. This winter has been very reminiscent of the way the winters were in southwestern Ontario, where I grew up, back on Grandpa's farm. It was when I was growing up, it originally was not, Grandpa's house was not the very last house on the road. The original Beecroft homestead was beyond that, going down, starting to go down the flats land to the Thames River. But the original homestead had burned down before I was even born. I believe it burned in something like 1946 or something like that, if I recall what my mother had said when she spoke about that. And was in the spring. And that house used to get flooded every year before Fanshawe Dam was built in London. The Thames River, and it still does to this day, in fact probably right now the flood is up over the flats land, and it would come up as far as the original Beecroft homestead, and it would flood that house. Like the lower story of that house, everything had to be moved to the second floor to escape water damage. And while the flood was up, it was Uncle Bill and Aunt Anna, Dad's twin brother, and his wife that lived there with their family, and they would have to vacate and come up and stay at Grandpa's house or go to Aunt Anna's family in Middlemas, which wasn't very far away, and until the floodwaters went down and went out of the house, and then they burned sulfur to kill any bacteria, any mold, and they would burn that for a few days before it would help to dry up the plaster and everything in the walls, and then they would move furniture back downstairs, air it out extremely well, and then it was safe then to move back to. And but that house was just the ruins of that house that was there when I was growing up. And after my eldest son Jamie came along, I used to take him down the road to where the old homestead used to stand, and of course the ruins and everything were all sort of, there was parts of it that was still there. It was all sort of pushed up, and big pieces of stone and stuff like that, and we would sit there, and I would tell him these stories. And there was an apple tree right at the very end, right across the road from this house, and I don't recall the variety of apple it was, but it was good. And I used to take him down there when the apples were ripe, and shake them, get some to fall, because you didn't want to eat the ones that were on the ground, because they had a lot of rot in them, and that's a no-no. And so I would get the apples down. You didn't have to worry about spray or anything like that, because nobody used all that stuff back then. And so and I would get a couple of apples for Jamie and a couple for myself, and we'd go over and sit on the abutments or pieces of the old homestead and sit there and eat the apples and have a great time. Jamie tells me that he can remember doing that, and I think that's fantastical that he can remember that, because he would have been 4 years old, maybe possibly 5. I mean, I took him down before then, even when he was just a little toddler. But of course he can't remember that. But he said he can remember having apples and sitting with me down there on like piece of cement or whatever it was that we were sitting on. And then years after that house, well, I shouldn't say years after, not long after that house burned, Uncle Bill had dug the foundation further back and put a new laneway in, and had a house moved down there and set on the foundation he had made, and I well remember that house. I spent tons and tons of time there, playing with my cousins there, especially my youngest male cousin Wayne, and we used to have ourselves a ball, and we each had great imaginations, and we would pretend that we were married, and that was our home outside of this house, and we would take old broken cups or whatever got tossed out on the junk pile out the back, that Aunt Anna wasn't using anymore, cracked plates or something, and of course that was our houseware, and we used cardboard boxes and pieces of wood big enough that we could use for chairs or tables, and we had ourselves a fine old time, and I wrote a story based on that in my children's collection, Through the Eyes of Innocence, and those were simple times. There was not the rush that there is today, that everyone tries to keep the pace, and you could stop and enjoy the day, enjoy what was happening without constantly having to look at your watch and think, oh my, if I don't hurry, this isn't going to get done, or I'm not going to get there on time, or whatever. And the truth be known, there was probably less ulcers, less stressed out people. Of course, it was farm life, and that is totally different than city life or executive life, where you're in business and you go to the office every day, and where with a farmer, you're going to the fields every day, and you're in your barn every day, and you're doing your chores every day for your livestock and whatever animals you're keeping. My dad raised pigs, and I adored them. Everybody thinks, when they think about a pig, they think, oh, dirty, sloppy, and the reason that they roll in the mud, especially in the summertime, is to cake their bodies so they don't burn, the sun doesn't burn them, so they evade sunburn, and it also stops fleas and anything from getting on them and biting them. So actually they're quite intelligent, but I like them very much. I had made pets out of all of them, and I had names for each of them, and it was really cool. Of course, we had chickens, and we had our own eggs, and Uncle Bill, living down the road from us, he had milk cattle, and they just used to wander free. They'd come up to Grandpa's, and if they needed milking, Grandpa would milk them, and you have to milk a cow morning and again at night, and so wherever the cow happened to be is who got the milk. It's funny, really, but that's the way it is with family. You share. And my grandfather, he of course he had horses, because in Grandpa's day, he didn't work with tractors. This was prior to tractors, and Grandpa had his horses. They were light Clydesdales, and of course I don't remember any of them. They were gone by the time we moved back to Grandpa's farm. I was 4 years old, and it was all tractors and things then. Grandpa had kept a couple of carriage horses, to pull carriage. The Clydesdales pulled the wagons because it was a heavier load to pull. But Grandpa had a couple of carriage horses that pulled light carriages, and one of those horses was my grandmother. She rode. So maybe that's where I get my love of horses from. I don't know. But I wished the horses were there when I was a little girl because, oh heavens, need I say, needless to say, that's where I would have been stuck right there constantly from morning to night. And so I'm going to stop my video. I just took a look at the clock on my video here, and I'm just over 30 minutes. And as you all know, I like to keep my videos right around the 30-minute mark. And so I'm going to ask you, as I say, please comment on the outfits I modeled today. Let me know if you like them, and let me know which one you preferred, and write them down below in the comments, and I'll answer you. And oh, this has been fun. This has been a lot of fun taking part in Paris Fashion Week 2026. I just did one video for New York Fashion Week. You can see it on go to my lineup on YouTube and you will find it. And so I managed to do two for Paris because, as I say, I was unable to do haute couture, and so I could make it up this way with doing a second one for Paris. And so, as I say, please like this video, please comment it, please, and please share it around on your media, and please subscribe to my channel here and help me to grow my numbers. I thank all of you who have. I thank you so very much, and I welcome all those who will. Don't forget, if you subscribed, please hit the notification bell so that you get notification whenever I put up a new video. And so, I wish God's blessings to each one of you. Please stay well. Please enjoy this beautiful coming of spring. We have certainly waited a long time for this, and I think we deserve it. And so, until I see you again next, which should be for St. Patrick's Day video, I wish you all well. And as my little ones and I say, peace and love. Put my heart here. Be with each one of you. I thank you so much, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.